Welcome back, my viewers and my subscribers. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please remember to do so. Remember to like the video. Remember that you're not liking the content. It's just a way YouTube use to continuously suggest the video in its algorithm. Now I'm going to jump into the intro and then I'm going to come back with my Fiona Zane. The Jamaica Sunshine Girls secured their second consecutive victory at the 2023 Netball World Cup by overwhelming Wales 75-40 in Cape Town today. Another thing to celebrate is the Reggae Girls' victory in the Women's World Cup match against Panama after coming off a 1-0 draw with powerhouse France that beat Brazil 2-1 today. The viewers and my subscribers, that is something to celebrate, you see it. Now over there in St. Anne, a 50-year-old man is dead and 2 other people are injured following an incident on the grounds of the Otrios football field in St. Anne's on Friday. The deceased has been identified as Junior Hay, who is said to have been homeless. Reports from the Otrios police are that about 3 a.m., Hay and a woman were asleep in a building on the grounds of the football field when they were attacked. It is alleged that the attacker hit Hay and the woman in the head with a sharp object. According to lawmen, a man that was in another section of the building heard the commotion and went to assist. He was also hit. The police were summoned and the injured person were assisted to hospital where Hay died while being treated and the other 2 persons was admitted. This is the second murder in the parish in 2 days. On Thursday, 31-year-old businessman Robert Williams was gunned down at his establishment. He was shot dead in the head by a gunman. The Barnett Street Police in Montego Bay, St. James have launched a probe into the death of a woman with a stab wound alongside a section of the Jimmy Cliff Boulevard on Friday morning. The deceased, who is of dark complexion, slim build, about 5 feet 6 inches tall, and was clad in a white blouse and a multicolor skirt. It is reported that shortly after midnight, a passerby stumbled upon the woman who was discovered beside a brick wall in the vicinity of a Burger King outlet along the boulevard. The police were summoned, and upon their arrival, it was discovered that she had what appeared to be a stab wound to her back. She was taken to the Cornwall Regional Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. A double murder in the quiet community of Dover St. Mary on Thursday has left residents shocked and in disbelief. The deceased have been identified as 68-year-old Maurice Edwards, otherwise called Morrow, a laborer, and his friend and employee, 57-year-old Michael Harris, otherwise known as Fresh Ear, or Mikey. Reports are the 2 men were sitting outside of a bar in the community around 6 p.m. when gunmen drove up and alighted from a car and opened fire, hitting Edwards and Harris all over their bodies. They died on spot. 2 policemen are now in police custody pending a full investigation into an allegation of adoption and beating of a woman last Saturday. The men in custody are a police constable and a district constable. The complainant was reportedly involved in a relationship with the police constable. On July 22nd, about 8 p.m., the complainant left home and went to stay with a friend off Red Hills Road in St. Andrew, as they had plans to visit a beach in Portland the following day. According to police report, while at her friend's house, the police constable reportedly called the complainant and asked her where she was, to which the complainant told him that she was at her friend's house. The police constable reportedly told the complainant that he was coming to see to verify that she was at her friend's house. Police reports said the police constable, accompanied by a district constable, drove a marked service vehicle to Red Hills Road. From initial investigation, it is alleged that the complainant lover grabbed her and forced her into the service vehicle and started beating her. It is further alleged that he squeezed her neck. They reportedly drove to a dark road in the downtown Kingston area. However, the complainant managed to jump from the vehicle and run to the Marine Division base, where she made a report. A taxi operator who was allegedly among men who committed an armed robbery in Old Harbour, St. Catherine on July 1st, has been charged. He is 37-year-old Jermaine Vassell, otherwise called Chicken, of Mexico, Maine in Arnett Garden, Kingston 12. He has been charged with unauthorized possession of prohibited weapon, using a firearm to commit a felony, robbery with aggravation, assault at common law, and malicious destruction of property. The communication arm of the Jamaica Constabulary Force reports that about 11:30 p.m. a woman was about to close her business when she was allegedly accosted by Vassell and other men who were armed with guns. The men reportedly damaged several items in the establishment and stole a Samsung cellular phone, a quantity of assorted beverage, and $486,000. The police say an intense investigation led to Vassell's arrest. He was charged after he was pointed out during an identification parade. A source in the Jamaica Labour Party have confirmed that embattled councillor David Brown, who was recently charged with assault, occasionally bodily harm, and malicious destruction of property, has been suspended from the party. Brown, who is the councillor for the Montego Bay West Division in St. James, was called to a meeting yesterday with the party's hierarchy in St. Andrew. He was reportedly advised of his suspension after the meeting. 2 weeks ago, he appeared before the St. James Parish Court to answer to charges related to an alleged altercation he had with a female companion in St. Mary. Brown pleaded not guilty, and the matter was subsequently referred to the Restorative Justice to allow the parties to resolve their differences. This is not Brown's first brush with law. In August 2018, he allegedly hit a 65-year-old man with his licensed firearm. He spent 5 days in police custody for that incident. Before that, Brown came under fire for reportedly verbally abusing a woman on social media in 2018. Some viewers and my subscribers, the 4 men that was shot yesterday. In that incident, it is reportedly linked to a deadly gang feud between 2 senior gang members of the Jaggy Jaggy gang, operating out of an area in Windsor Heights known as Chinatown. One of the 4 deceased, Justin McGregor, also known as AK Man, was believed to be the current leader of the gang. The other deceased are Mark Ellis, otherwise called Fracity, and 2 other men identified only as Ottoman and Mentor. Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay said Justin McGregor has been at odds with another man by the name of Delcita Chin, otherwise called Treeway. Chin reportedly returned to the community last week after he was released from prison. SSP Lindsay say McGregor featured prominently on the St. Catherine South Police Division Most Wanted list. She confirmed that a power struggle between McGregor and Chin for the title of Iradan has been causing tension in the community. Chin is being asked to turn himself in to the Major Investigation Division or the Central Village Police Station.
Based on the information received by the police thus far, sometime after 3:30 today, residents reportedly heard explosions. Sometime after 8 o'clock, they made checks in the area where 4 bodies were seen. So far, they have been identified as Justin McGregor, OC AK Man, Mark Ellis, OC Fracity. The other 2 are not yet fully identified. They're only identified by their aliases, Ottoman and Mentor. Based on what the intelligence and investigation have revealed so far, AK Man, he has been featured on the St. Catherine South Most Wanted list for a long time. Most recently, his status was elevated based on incidents happening in the Central Village area. The other 2, 3, at least one of the other persons is linked to the Gordon Pen community, and the investigators have seen where in recent time there's been some alliance between men from this community and some persons from the Gordon Pen community. So they are working now closely with the investigators from the St. Catherine North Division to see how much more information they can get. The intelligence on the ground suggests that it is possible that it is an internal feud between the Jaggy Jaggy gang And one of the things they are looking at is a recent, very recent occurrences where the original, because AK Man was the leader of the gang up to the time of his demise. However, the original leader, who was in custody for some time, was acquitted on a charge of shooting and returned to the community last week, Wednesday. And since then, they have seen an intention. So the investigators are not naming any suspect at the moment.